Hello and welcome at Octopus. This tutorial is our first suggestion for refilling brother LC-3219 and LC-3217 cartridges. There is available an excellent alternative set of inks made by Octopus Fluids for brother LC-3219 and LC-3217 inkjet cartridges. The inks in that set are high quality pigmented refill inks. At the moment, the original brother 3219 and 3217 cannot be refilled without certain obstacles. Due to that, we suggest a refill method that aims at refilling alternative inkjet cartridges. Hereby, it is necessary to equip the alternatives with the new ink chip. Getting the refill ink into the cartridges is done by using our eco-fill tip for refill syringes. Therefore, that a refilled cartridge, either 3217 or 3219 capacity, is recognized inside the printer, it is necessary to replace the old, empty ink chip with a new ink chip. The new ink chips supplied by the alternative market at the moment have the disadvantage that they do not fit on the original brother 3219 and 3217 cartridges. We do not say that it is impossible, but without applying adjustments on the housing of the cartridge, the new ink chip cannot be mounted on the original brother cartridge. Even after removing the old original ink chip, the new alternative does not fit. Based on this situation, we have taken a closer look on the alternative cartridges that are available for brother 3219 and 3217 inkjets. We have found alternative inkjets that have a chip holder on their upper side. This holder can be used for more than just one printing cycle. In this way, the cartridge body made of plastic material is good for several printing cycles too, and it does not go to the dump site after using it for one time only. Before filling the cartridge body with refill ink, we take off the chip holder from the cartridge. When the chip holder is detached from the cartridge, the old, empty ink chip can be taken off, and the necessary adjustment on the holder itself is more easy to be applied. One important remark for the next step. You do not have to do this at home. To get a better view, we have removed the label from one side of our alternative inkjet cartridge. The purpose of doing so in our tutorial is to demonstrate to you what happens when the ink is flowing into the cartridge. Our fill tip with Lure-Lock connector for refill syringes fits into the rubber sealing in the ink port on the alternative inkjet cartridge perfectly. We have fixed our cartridge in a vise to have free sight while filling in the printer ink. In advance, we would like to highlight the following point. Despite we refill an alternative 3217 cartridge, we fill in the bigger ink quantity for the 3219 cartridge version. For cyan, magenta and yellow, it is 13 ml per color, and for the black LC3219 50 ml are suitable. Our refill syringe contains 40 ml of pigmented magenta ink, and we have mounted the fill tip in the Lure-Lock connector. Now we press on the syringe plunger carefully and fill the suitable pigmented refill ink into the ink compartment. You can see that the ink reaches the different parts of the ink compartment one after the other. Please notice from the 14 ml ink inside the refill syringe, we fill just 13 ml into the cartridge. When the desired quantity has been filled in, we detach the syringe from the ink port. The next steps of our tutorial cover how our 3217 cartridge becomes a 3219 inkjet cartridge. Therefore, we replace the empty ink chip with a new ink chip. When taking a close look on the empty chip inside the chip holder, you can see that it is a color-specific LC3217 magenta chip. Now we are going to replace that old LC3217 chip with the new alternative chip specific for LC3219 magenta. Beside the programming of the chips, there is another physical characteristic that makes 3217 cartridges different from 3219 cartridges. The 3219 inkjet cartridges have a part on their housing that is open. At the 3217 version, this part is closed. Transferred to our alternative chip holders, that means an alternative 3217 chip holder containing a new alternative 3219 chip will not be recognized by the printer without adjusting the chip holder. On the chip holder there is a little flag part. Its front corner part we have cut off carefully to make it a 3219 version. The alternative chips are held on the chip holder by two melting points. To make room for a new chip, the old empty chip has to go first. We use a sharp cutting tool to cut off the upper mushroom parts on the melting points. Now it is possible to pry the old chip out of the chip holder. The new alternative chip we set into the chip holder after we have applied the adjustment for 3219 to the holder. As we have cut off the melting point's upper part only, there remains sufficient part of these holding pins to stick and press the new chip on. You can see that simply sticking the chip on the remaining pin already provides a sufficient solution for fixing the chip on the holder. Of course, you can also apply further measures to keep the chip in its place. For example, put some superglue on the holding pin. Now it is time to merge the refilled cartridge tank section with the chip holder holding the new alternative chip again. And now, this is a kind of Frankenstein moment. The adjusted chip holder with the new 3219 chip is set on the cartridge body and our 3217 alternative becomes a 3219 cartridge. Our cartridge is now refilled with high quality pigmented refill ink suitable for brother 3217 and 3219 cartridges. Thanks to the new alternative chip, this cartridge has now the high page yield capacity of a 3219 cartridge. The cartridge is ready to be installed into your printer again and also ready to go for printing the next jobs. Our suggested way of refilling provides you the opportunity to control which quality of refill ink is inside your refilled cartridge, and on the other hand you can also avoid unnecessary cartridge waste. Replacing the chips is still necessary as the alternative market does not offer a chip resetter solution for these cartridges yet. So we see this tutorial not the final way of handling 3217 and 3219 brother cartridges. As soon as there are new reliable ways, we will let you know about it and make the related tutorials. Thank you very much for your time and thank you very much for watching. We hope that our tutorial provides some useful information to you, and in case you like it, we hope to see you back at another Octopus TV session in the future.